As promised, this is a video I put together for you sharing some of the amazing questions and insights that came in from our tribe of counselors and helping professionals, and a sneak peek at the great inspiration and renewal retreat that I'm putting together for you, because we all deserve to have a little more ease in our workday. Hi, I'm Ariana Gray, author of The Counselor Burnout Cure, Simple Secrets for Blocking Burnout. First off, thank you so much for those of you that filled out the surveys. I was blown away at the insightful and honest responses that came in when I asked the question, what do you want to get out of an online inspiration and renewal retreat? At the end of this video, I'm going to give you a taste of some of what we're going to be doing at our inspiration and renewal retreat. But first, I've got to share some of these amazing questions with you. First, there was a lot of different versions of this question. How do I unload the trauma that gets dumped on me so I'm not dumping it on my family? I relate to that one. So something that has been really effective for me is to recognize when I'm, like, say, headed out of a session or at the end of my day of work, recognizing that I'm carrying a lot of trauma, I will just take a minute, grab a pad of paper, set my watch or my phone to 2 minutes, sit down and just write. I call it page barfing. I'm just going to barf out on the page everything that I feel, all the thoughts, the images, the memories from my sessions, from whatever I've heard. 2 solid minutes, no stopping. This is not supposed to be art. It's not supposed to be beautiful. It doesn't even need to be grammatically correct. It could even just be ew, 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 whatever works for you. But take 2 minutes, set your timer, so that you keep writing the entire time. If you run out of things to write before the 2 minutes over, just keep writing and say, I don't know what to write now. But just do this page barfing, get it out of you. And I found that that is an incredibly simple and effective way for me to offload, at least on the first pass, what I've been dealing with in sessions, so that I can either turn around and go into another session, or at the end of the day, so I can go home and be with my family and have some kind of a separation between my work and the trauma that I experience, and that so beautifully gets dumped on me, separating that so that I can go home and not dump it on my family. Another great question: how can I deal with paperwork stress? Yeah, that's a big one. That was actually a really big one for me when I first started my private practice. I found that there was all kinds of paperwork. Certainly there were, notes that I had to write about my sessions with clients, but there was also startup paperwork for my business and all kinds of insurance forms and things I had to follow through. And I felt like those paperwork piles were getting bigger and bigger, and I started to feel like I was getting smaller and smaller. And the anxiety was really getting to me. I felt it kind of building up over days and over time. And I kept trying to talk myself out of it. I kept trying to reason with myself, like, well, Ariana, you can do this, just relax and do it. And that was not working. And I was just feeling more and more anxiety and stress. And then one day I realized that I felt like a child in the presence of that paperwork. I felt overwhelmed and scared. And that was a familiar feeling from my childhood. And the moment I realized that, there was a switch inside of me emotionally where I realized that the child inside of me is scared. This is a new situation. There's a lot of unknowns. And that little girl inside of me is frightened. When I saw that, I was able to take my attention off the paperwork for just a few minutes and turn my attention to the little girl inside of me. And I was able to comfort the child. Not to try to talk her out of her feelings, because that doesn't work. Not try to tell her what to do or push her aside, but as if I were dealing with an actual child who was frightened. I imagined gathering her up in my arms and holding her and just letting her know that I heard that she was scared, and it made sense to me that she was scared. And I encouraged her to tell me more about what it felt like and how she was doing with it, and I just let her know that I was with her. And then I let her know that she didn't have to do the paperwork, that I, the grown-up me, was going to handle the paperwork. Now, to be clear, I'm not talking about multiple personalities. I'm talking about the different parts within all of us. And this simple, yet really deep technique of comforting the child has been a lifesaver for me when it comes to the paperwork. Because I do feel that anxiety, And then I can recognize, that's the child. She needs some of my attention. And just taking 5 minutes, it doesn't have to be more than that, to comfort her. And again, not changing anything she's trying to feel or do, just comforting the child. She can relax. The adult me steps up, and I can actually complete my paperwork. At the retreat, you'll be experiencing great shortcuts like the 2 I just shared with you to block burnout and get re-inspired in your work and life. We'll be having individual and group experiential processes that will support you in working through the challenges that you're facing. The challenges like this one. What are the different ways that we can both help others bear the weight and intensity of their pain, and also recognize how we are affected by it? Another comment that came in was, I'm curious to see how a group online retreat will work. And another one was, can we have a webcam so that people can see each other and connect more authentically? The answer to that is yes, absolutely. Another comment was, I would prefer an in-person retreat. Let me speak to that for a minute. I think that probably I would too, all things being equal. But one of the things I've learned is that there are opportunities that are available for us to connect online that might not be available otherwise. I gotta say, I was very anti-online email, texting for a long time. And then I attended my first online event with a group of women from around the country. And I gotta tell you, I was blown away. I expected it was gonna be kind of cold and two-dimensional and disconnected, but everybody could see each other and hear each other. And these women who would never have ended up in a room together could share their wisdom, their experience, their challenges. And I'm a little geeky this way, but I actually cried. I was so moved by the connection. It was so unexpected to me. So I want to invite you to consider the possibility that this online training might hold some things that you don't expect. And I'm working on a way to make it completely risk-free for you. I'm going to tell you about that at the end. But I want to ask you to just kind of open your mind to the possibility that although I think all of us agree in-person is a really valuable way to get together, there are things that can be brought forward in an online environment where we see and hear and interact with each other that are really worth having. Oh, another question on that line, or a comment actually, was regarding live online events. I love being able to ask the facilitator questions about what I'm up against and get immediate support. I also love the connectedness to the other participants. Hearing what others are going through and getting direct feedback is a highly valuable and irreplaceable experience. So I promised you I would give you a taste of some of the awesome sauce that I'm cooking up for our retreat for counselors and helping professionals to get renewed and inspired. So the surveys are in, and what we're going to be focusing on at the retreat is being a part of a supportive tribe where you know you're not alone, relaxing and laughing with people who get it, unloading your stress and your worry, and getting inspired. Everyone will be able to see and hear each other, and it'll be quality time with other people who get it, to look behind the scenes of the work that we do and talk about what it's really like and how we really do make a difference in the world. We'll be using experiential, somatic, and interactive tools to re-engage our own inspiration, insight, and wisdom. Some of the sections of the retreat are going to include community connecting, releasing the burdens, sharing the work, and connecting to passion and purpose. These things are the fuel of the work that we do. But with all the things that we're doing, the demands in our work lives and our personal lives and the paperwork, these things can fall to the wayside and we run out of gas. This retreat is an opportunity for you to fill back up again with an amazing group of people. As a note, this retreat is for counselors who are really engaged in growing themselves and their skills as a professional and as a human being. Thank you for watching this video. The fact that you're still with me lets me know that you're one of those best and most effective counselors who continue to learn and grow. And that makes you exactly the kind of person who would get the most out of this inspiration and renewal retreat. I'm putting the finishing touches on the plans for the workshop and the retreat. I'm really hoping that you'll join me. And if you have any concerns or reservations about the fact that it's online or anything else, go ahead and check out your inbox on Monday. I'm putting together a great deal to make it an absolute no-risk experience for you, so that either you like it or you don't pay for it. I'd love to have you join us. The work that you do is so important. So check your inbox on Monday. You'll be getting an email from me to let you know how to join our amazing tribe for this inspiration and renewal retreat. And remember, you really are making a difference.